Well, good morning, guys. We're back up on the mountain. We did a little bit of traveling late last night. We got a load of stuff that we hauled up this trip, and we had to go a little bit slow because it's kind of a bulky load this time. So a lot of the things you've seen laying around at the other house, but we bought this stove here quite some time ago, and it's been sitting in the back of the garage for probably a couple of years. We finally got that out here. Got our table saw out here so we can get some trim work done on the tiny yurt, and got an old cement mixer that we got up and running. Put a different motor on it to make it serviceable again, and we've got some racking that we brought along this time so we can get organized a little bit. There's our temporary solar panel rig till we get a chance to get that better organized. We just throw our solar panels on this, and we can point it any direction we want, but the important thing is we can drop the panels on it. They're pretty heavy, and then wheel it over to wherever to plug it into the power system. So our garage is just kind of a collection of things that we've hauled out here and been getting ready for what we're going to be doing out here. And there's a lot of stuff just sitting around in places, so we need to get this organized. That's where the rack's going to come in. So we kind of just dump things off as we blasted out of town last time. We got to get these solar panels back out there, and we just got them sandwiched between some foam here to protect them. We'll get the garage door open and get those moved out there and get some power back in the house. Let me get out first.
Well, I can't get out at all. Wait, my feet are bigger than the opening is. So. Which way?
You sit up the top, so we got to turn it.
That's what I said. You're gonna hit the edge of the.
Let's should have turned it over.
I can't set it down. The wires are.
Where is it? Okay. +1 to the red. -1 to the black. Okay, if you've been following along, we've got two 12-volt batteries that are wired together in series. So you can see that we've got negative going to the positive on this side of the batteries, and we've got our positive wire and negative wire hooked up there, so it goes through the entire set of batteries to give us 24 volts out of two 12-volt batteries. Got our solar panels hooked up back here. And we'll go inside to where the controller and inverter are. Okay, so everything is hooked up outside. We've got both our breakers down here, and this is the one that goes to the inverter, and this is the one that goes to the solar controller. So I'll go ahead and turn that on. I put these pieces of tape on things because at night those lights get pretty bright. And we got a light going on the solar controller right now. And we got the green light on the inverter. Now we have the power from the inverter plugged into this switch. And we got a plug here for a little refrigerator. And you can hear the inverter kick in. Right now we're powering this little refrigerator. And we got all our plug-ins there so we can start charging all our miscellaneous computers, cameras, cell phones, etc. And we got a light up here. So we have power. Just in time for the sun to come out, and got our Victron app here, and it shows both the inverter and the solar controller on there. So if we go into the solar controller, and that's connecting up and shows that we're pulling a whole 129 watts on the panel right at the second. That sun's kind of low in the sky yet here, so as it comes up higher we should be getting quite a bit more power. You see on our history list here that it's been a while since we've done any solar collecting, but we were getting up to 1.6 kilowatts per day, which isn't too bad for just a couple of solar panels. So that is our power rig. Alright, wiped a little dirt off the panel. I guess that was kind of shading things a little bit, but right now we're up to 145 watts, and we're in the absorption state since the batteries were pretty well charged up when we left them, so that's a good sign on that. Got 28 volts going into it, 28.8 really, and current's at 4.8 amps, so sun's doing its job today.
No, it doesn't say you.
Hey Solo, you want a pancake? Hmm?
There you go.
Okay, with breakfast out of the way, I think it's time to turn our attention to this load. This is going to be kind of a weird thing to tie down, so a lot of the little stuff we just put strapping over the top of it and screwed it down to the deck of the trailer, which is a pretty effective way to keep things from getting away. Well, first thing is got a dead battery, so we're going to fix that. So we'll let the sun charge that up. We'll get back to work with the other battery.
What?
There was one thing that we picked up when we went back home the last time. So since we're always having to get bottled water for out here, just seems like kind of a waste collecting all the plastic bottles and everything and then having to dispose of those. So most of you are probably familiar with these things by now. It's a water filter. And since I like making a lot of my own things, I'd contemplated doing that and making one of these. There's plenty of YouTube videos on people doing that. But I decided to go ahead and kind of skip that and take care of this ourselves, or just go ahead and buy one. And so as you may know, they have filters in them that goes inside of this upper pot, and you pour water into the upper pot and that drips down into the lower one and filters out a lot of contaminants. We're using pretty decent water that we haul out here, but after transferring it through containers and things like that, it still doesn't hurt to do some kind of filtration to it. This particular unit uses 2 filters, but it does have provisions to put 4 filters in there if you need increased capacity. The other 2 plugs just pop out, and then you can add more filters if you want.
And you can use other brand filters if you want, so you don't have to use the ones that came with it. You could use a different kind if you think they're better. One good thing about reading reviews online is most people were pretty dissatisfied with the spigot that comes with the filter. In fact, this is it right in here. You can see they provide this plastic one, and a lot of people were complaining about how that was easy to break. So we went ahead and bought this recommended stainless steel spigot. Has silicone washers on it. Fits in the existing hole. Well, this is one of the filters that comes with the water filter. And they refer to them as candles, because I guess it's kind of what they look like, and they are coated with I assume it's material from the filter itself, and they include a washer and a nut, and the washer goes on to this part and then it goes down into the bottom of the pot. And the instructions say to tighten it, but don't tighten it excessively. That's the complete filter. Now we got to put some water through it. It says to run 1 load of water through it and then discard that, just because there may be things from the filter when it was made that could get into the water. So it's basically an operation to flush it out. So we'll go ahead and do that. And while I was playing with the water filter, Debbie has reassembled our table saw stand. That's the old table saw there. It's going to have a few more parts that need to be added onto it, but it's they just don't make them like that anymore with the cast iron and steel cases on them and things, so they are heavy. How many inch pounds are you putting on those?
I have no clue.
just went and flushed some water through the top chamber to remove some of that dust that was on those filters. And in case you were wondering, this had been removed from the box previously and got all cleaned out inside and out. So we didn't just take it out of the box and put it to use. Okay, we'll leave that set. It should take several hours for it to filter that amount of water. Okay. Debbie got the saw all put back together, so if it works, that's great. If it doesn't work, it's her fault.
That's my fault. That's the way that goes.
All right, charger light went green. We got all the lights on it, so that's charged up and ready to go again.